Hi guys! So our lesson today is going to be on solving literal equations. So literal equations just mean that there are more variables, so more letters, than there are numbers. Or they're like actual, like over here we've got like the perimeter, they're actual formulas. So to solve these, we're going to follow the same rules that we've been following when solving equations. So we're going to do the opposite operation to get something to the other side. So like if it's multiplying, we're going to be dividing. If it's adding, then you'll subtract to get it to the other side. So let's look at our examples here. So I've got solve d equals r times t for t. All right, so I want to get this t all by itself, and it is r times t, which means that I want to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by r. Get my pen to work. There we go. So divide both sides by r. So now I've got that d is divided by r, and my r's divide out. R divided by r is just 1. So then I'm left with just t. And it tells me that I need to solve for t, so I've got t equals d divided by r. T's by itself. So that question is done. So that's your answer. So t equals d divided by r. All right, our second example over here, we've got solve p equals 2l plus 2w for w. So this is the equation for perimeters. Like to find perimeter of a square or a rectangle, this is what we would use. So we want to solve for w. All right, so I want to get this 2l to the other side. Well, it's adding, so I'm going to be subtracting that 2l to both sides. So now I've got p minus 2l equals 2w. All right, this 2w is multiplying just like it was over here, like with our RT. So 2w is multiplying, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And when I do that, I get p minus 2l divided by 2 equals w. And that's actually going to be my answer here. So I get w all by itself. So I subtracted 2l to both sides. There aren't any like terms, so I can't combine anything. And then I divided by 2. And that p doesn't have a 2, so I can't simplify my fraction at all. All right, our next example, we've got that the formula for volume is length times width times height. So it's used to find the volume of a rectangular block with length L, width W, and height H. So solve the equation for W. So we've got V, our volume, equals our length times our width times our height. So I want to get W all by itself. So I notice that all of these are multiplying. So to get L and H to the other side of my equation, since they're multiplying, I'm going to divide by L and H at the same time. When I do that, I get V divided by LH equals W. Because our L's and our H's here, okay, they divide out, so now I'm left with just W. So that is going to be our answer. So remember with these to do the opposite operation to get things to the other side. And then our last example, I'm going to go over here. We've got solve the equation for A. So we've got A plus B divided by 2 plus C equals D. All right, so I want to get everything away from my fraction first. So to do that, I've got this plus C right here. So I'm going to subtract C from both sides. So I've got A plus B divided by 2 equals D minus C. All right, now I want to get rid of my fraction. So with this 2, remember that fractions are division. So with this 2, that's dividing. So to get it to the other side, I need to multiply both sides. And I'm going to put this in parentheses because it's multiplying the entire thing by 2. So my 2's, they divide out here. So I've got A plus B equals 2 times D minus C. And you can go through, you can totally distribute that too if you'd like. I'm actually going to distribute the 2. So I've got a plus b equals 2d minus 2c. So distributing that 2 inside of our parentheses. All right, and I got one more step because I'm trying to get a all by itself. I've still got this b here. So to get b to the other side, I'm actually going to subtract b on both sides. So I end up getting a equals 2d minus 2c minus b. So notice that I got a all by itself. So just work through your steps like you normally would when solving equations. Okay, the only difference is that you can't combine like terms because there's not like terms. If you guys have any questions on these or need any help, please feel free to reach out. Please feel free to reach out to me. I am here to help with whatever you guys need. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.